Everyone's tattooing is a reflection of who they are. When I'm creating a new school tattoo, some of the stuff that just happens is madness.
Bolder lines, more exaggerated perspectives, a different color palette. You can do anything.
The subject matter that people are asking for, it's a little more creative. We get a lot more freedom within that design. It just makes for a more interesting tattoo.
New school is based on your vision of something that already exists. So you can really get inspired by anything.
Imagination is one of the most important things as a new school artist because those images don't exist. As long as you challenge yourself and push yourself, there's really no telling how good you can get. The way I got into new school was completely by accident. When I first started tattooing, I just thought it was just gonna be a way to draw, have fun, and pay the bills.
I can't explain why I gravitated towards new school. It just seemed like that is the way that it came out of me. I saw how people were doing the new school style. I guess that sort of planted a seed in my head, and then it germinated into whatever it is that I'm doing right now.
I was 17, still in high school. I used to just draw on myself constantly with gel pens. And then one of my friends got a tattoo, and I was just obsessed with it. So I started doing tattoo parties. I had release forms, so whenever I tattooed kids in my high school, their parents would come and sign off on it, and then it just kind of went from there. I kind of fell into new school, not by trying, over a span of time, just developed into that.
New school tattoos basically evolved from the graffiti style of the 80s, lots of bold lines, popped color, exaggerated perspectives, and I think a lot of people took aspects from that and then brought it into tattooing, and it just became a whole life entity on its own.
To me, new school goes very far back. It just didn't quite have that title. When you think about tattoos from 70s or 80s of Taz is 100% a cartoon character, and they were everywhere. It was always tattooed in the more traditional style, but the idea of tattooing these old cartoons like Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig and Taz, those are cartoons. And new school used to be categorized way more as a cartoony style. I feel like new school started differently for everybody. But for me, growing up in Massachusetts, there was a guy named Tony Ciavaro. Once I saw his work, I loved it. There's bold lines, powerful imagery, super solid color, but with some backlighting on it. There was these elements of realistic lighting to a flat design, and I just thought it had a little more to it. So I was a little more drawn to that.
A new school tattoo has nice, clean, sculpted lines with very bold colors, and everything is completely filled. It can create atmosphere and distance just through line work. It kind of creates the illusion of foreground, middle ground, background.
The most recognizable symbols as far as new school tattooing goes is probably really warped perspectives where, instead of getting just a car on the side, it's like this and then down, and then the character's reaching over. Even something as simple as a skull, instead of doing it completely straight on the jawbone, might be completely flipped, more corpse bride-y Tim Burton kind of stuff.
So I just tattooed a saber-toothed skull, and one of the giant teeth just kind of twisted up and turned into a branch at the bottom, and there's a strawberry down there. It doesn't make any sense, but you realize that you are crazy, but people trust you enough to just let you do it.
When it comes to color theory, I think a lot of artists need to realize that it is your own voice and you really need to speak with it. It's a way of putting yourself into the tattoo, and you really have to try to sell that aspect if you're ever gonna grow and evolve as an artist. I mix my own colors because I think every client is different and they deserve a little bit extra. When it comes to a color that would look good on my skin, it may not look the same on your skin. And also sometimes the color you want doesn't exist. Mixing your own colors just makes sense.
I think new school tattoos have a lot of the bright colors to grab your eye. You want people to look at what you've done, and very bright colors will absolutely do that for you.
A lot of my warms are very true. My reds are usually pretty intense. I dress pretty much the way I tattoo. I wear drab clothes, mostly black and gray and everything, with a red hat. All my tattoos have bright reds usually and muted everything else. It doesn't even happen intentionally. It's just you can see a lot of myself in my palette.
Working on skin is one of the most exciting challenges I think I've ever faced as an artist. Is every canvas different? There's no consistency in skin tone. but it's also the texture and everything. Everyone's body shape is different. Everyone has had experiences in their lives that have literally physically shaped who they are.
It's just such a gamble every time you tattoo. I enjoy the challenge of it, but it's also so infuriating when you can't do the best tattoo possible because of your medium.
The biggest misconception of new school tattooing is that it is easy, but every tattoo is easy if you don't try hard enough. Aside from maybe with the exception of hyper-realism, it's one of the most pain in the ass styles of tattooing to do because a lot of people expect you just to line something once, pound your black and pound your color, and then be done with it. But when it comes to new school, you can take aspects from realism in terms of selling the atmosphere, in terms of muting down your colors, cooling down your colors, warming them up, really selling the roundness of an object with more than just black and white.
People used to just get a portrait of their dog in a frame, and now they ask for, a portrait of their dog dressed like a scientist because he seems to think about things more than other dogs. People are way more creative. It takes a tremendous amount of imagination to put it all together.
What I love most about tattooing is just being able to challenge myself every day, honestly, because you don't know what's coming in through that door, even if you have a client. It's always something different. I have no idea what I'm gonna get myself into right now. I just know that I'm gonna use all the things that I've learned over the years, and I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my ability. I think that's the most fun thing about it. It's not even just being able to pay my bills doing something that I love. It's like I get to hang out with my friends who are constantly gonna tell me if I suck. And they aren't afraid to tell me, oh, you should try this, do this more. I love that with tattooing, there is no plateau. And if you feel you've reached one, that's a problem. Tattooing itself has shown me who I am more as a person than I think anything else that I've ever experienced has, because I get to be myself the most while I'm tattooing.
New school artists are definitely not afraid to show that we are fun people and that we have fun. Everything that we draw is sort of like a reflection of what is inside of us.
Everyone has a certain presence to them, a certain energy, and if you want to have fun and you're not a miserable prick, then you're gonna have fun here. Everything is kind of changing in tattooing so rapidly. Inks are getting better, and people are taking care of their skin better. I mean, everyone ages, and everything's gonna look like shit when you're 80, and that's okay. All I can really say for myself is that I hope everything just keeps going like it's going. New school is fun. It can be goofy. And as long as I have fun drawing what I'm drawing, that's a pretty good life.